Hey guys, this is Angelic Double Tail, and today I have another wrestling review. Actually, two reviews, because I'm going to have another video right after this one. But this video is going to be about Elimination Chamber, WWE Elimination Chamber, which was last night, and I reviewed it on my blog, Angelic Double Tail Wrestling.co.cc. You can go to that anytime you want to. I always have new. So I have my blog up, and as I have here, results for WWE Elimination Chamber. It was yesterday at 7 p.m. Central Time. So by the time you watch this video, unless you're in the same time zone that I'm in, you'll probably be watching this during the night or evening time. It doesn't matter. So, Elimination Chamber emanated from the Scottrade Arena in, I think, St. Louis, Missouri. I actually did a preview for Elimination Chamber, not yesterday, but Saturday. So I have all that information on the preview, the coverage and results one from Saturday. So 17,628 fans attended Elimination Chamber in the Scottrade Arena. As you can see, I tried to stay as organized as I could, so bear with me. The first match was the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match, which is the Raw Championship. It was Sheamus, John Cena, Triple H, Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase Jr., and Kofi Kingston, all fighting for the championship, which Sheamus was the current champion after beating John Cena back in December at TLC. It was John Cena, Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase, and Triple H starting out in the inner pods of the chamber as Kofi Kingston and Sheamus started out the match. The first pod to open was actually Triple H. And from my understanding, from what I watched, all men were in the ring until elimination started to happen. So all men were released from their pods before Randy Orton was eliminated first by Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase was then eliminated by Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston was eliminated by Sheamus a few seconds after that. But Kofi Kingston actually, as a side note to this, Kofi Kingston put on a great show. If you did not see Elimination Chamber last night, what I suggest is you go to WWE.com and check out the pictures from last night. Kofi Kingston did an amazing job, even after having his head put through the chain link to the chamber, which was absolutely awful. Actually guaranteed a new WWE champion when Sheamus was eliminated by Triple H. Few minutes later, John Cena was declared the new WWE champion. But it doesn't stop there. Vince McMahon comes out, and we all know about this feud going on with John Cena and Batista. So, of course, Vince McMahon comes out to intervene in John Cena's celebration of his title win, and he tells him that the only way he will go to WrestleMania as the champion is if he were to beat Batista. Now, after an Elimination Chamber match, do you really think he's going to be up to competing? Well, he had to. He had no choice. So, it was a squash. Batista is now the new champion. And as you will see if you go to my blog, I have the biggest mistake of the night. Vince McMahon screws John Cena and other Raw superstars. Now, I put other Raw superstars because before the event began, I didn't know what I ultimately found out by the end of the event, which I will explain in just a little bit. Second match of the night was the Intercontinental Championship match, Drew McIntyre versus Kane. Now, Drew McIntyre is the chosen one. I put that in quotations. He was hand chosen by Vince McMahon to become champion. And he went against Kane last night. This was a pretty quick match. Drew McIntyre retained his championship, which we all should have known that. The third match was actually supposed to be Gail Kim versus Maurice for the Divas Championship. As people know, Melina was actually injured and had to vacate the title. So they had this Divas Championship tournament, which Gail Kim and Maurice were the two to make it to the finals. But for some reason, this was changed to a tag team match. It was Gail Kim and Maurice versus Michelle McCool and Layla. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm really getting sick and tired of this new school PMS storyline. And if you don't know who PMS is, PMS standing for Pretty Mean Sisters. It was, I forget exactly who was in it, but they were supposed to be, let me just put it plainly for lack of a better word, bitches. So Michelle McCool and Layla, or Lay Cool, they're playing the new age version of this old storyline. The fourth match was The Miz versus MVP for the United States Championship. Now, this match was not initially on the card, on the match card for this event. It was an impromptu match, as Josh Matthews had an interview with Miz earlier in the night. The Miz retained his title after the knockout punch from the Big Show. And the last match was, of course, the World Heavyweight Championship Elimination Chamber. It was The Undertaker, who was the current champion, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, CM Punk, John Morrison, and R-Truth. The Undertaker, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, and John Morrison started out in the inner pods as CM Punk and R-Truth started out the match. R-Truth was eliminated before the pods were even open. Rey Mysterio was eliminated from, well, not eliminated, but released from his pod, and he eliminated CM Punk, which was the highlight of the match. Then Chris Jericho was released. Then John Morrison was released. And finally, The Undertaker was released. Rey Mysterio was eliminated before The Undertaker was released from his pod. Then The Undertaker eliminated John Morrison. So then it was down to Chris Jericho and The Undertaker. And this is what I found out by the end of this event. Raw and SmackDown have traded Batista for Shawn.